Hello, everybody. Welcome to this episode of the ZSB podcast. Today we have Natasha Thomas as our guest. Natasha, could you introduce yourself and what your major is?
Hi, I'm Natasha Thomas, and my major is Management for Healthcare Professionals, pre-med.
What is management for healthcare professionals exactly?
So Management for Healthcare Professionals is basically healthcare management for people geared towards pre-dent and pre-med. So when you want to be a doctor, you can go into management later on. Or when you want to go out. It all depends on you.
Got it. And then where did you grow up?
I grew up really close. I grew up in Grand Terrace because my dad works at the school. He's the dean. He's Dean Thomas. So we had to be close, able to commute. And I basically grew up around La Sierra all the time. We would go for weekend concerts. The ZSB, not the new one. You guys have it so nice. The old ZSB at the very top of campus where it was a little crusty, but it had charm. That's where I remember most of my childhood School of Business adventures.
Yeah, I think our new building is like 5-6 years old.
So around there. It's really new. It's so nice.
It is nice.
So much bigger than the other one.
And why did you choose La Sierra as your university?
Well, my dad works here, so college is really expensive, and it was very discounted to go to La Sierra. But also, my grandparents went to La Sierra, my parents went to La Sierra, my brother went to La Sierra. So it's a family thing. I've only wanted to go here my entire life, so I'm very happy.
And what clubs are you currently in, and do you have any important roles within them?
So I'm in pre-med society because I'm pre-med. It's good for resumes and stuff. And I'm also in Enactus. So I've been to Enactus competitions since I was born, basically. It was called SIFE, Students in Free Enterprise before. That's how I know it as. And now it changed to Enactus, Enterprise, Action Us. I liked SIFE better, but it's okay. And I'm in the project e-library. So it's a flash drive with a bunch of resources, Khan Academy textbooks, and Wikipedia School Edition. I'm actually the project lead this year. Nice. So very passionate about that, bringing education to all kids, because education is one of the most important things for a developing country. So we actually went to Jamaica. My brother was on the team in the e-library before. In like 2017, I think, we went to Jamaica for our first drop. And so I got to go with them. It was in spring break, so I didn't miss any school. I was in high school at the time. I wasn't in college. I'm a sophomore. I did not mention that. I am a sophomore. It's my second year. And seeing the resources we have and the resources other kids have in the world was really eye-opening for me. I've been to other third world countries. Not that Jamaica's a third world country necessarily, but India, I've been to Indian schools, rural schools, and I know it's not a matter of capabilities. They just don't have the same resources we do. So if we can level the playing field, the world can only go up.
Yeah, definitely. Congrats on becoming the project this year.
Thank you. I'm excited.
And so you play the harp, and how did you get into playing harp? How does one pick that up? Like, it's not a very common instrument that you see people playing.
That is true. It is not. And that's why I picked it partially. So I have been playing piano since I was probably 7. My piano teacher lives right next door, so it was super easy. And then my brother plays saxophone. And I went to Loma Linda Academy. So at Loma Linda, you have to have either a band instrument or a choir. You have to sing in the choir at 5th grade level. So in 4th grade, my mom did not want to buy another instrument. So my brother and I had to share the same saxophone. We changed the mouthpiece. We did. It was not that gross, but we had to share the same saxophone starting in 4th grade. So that's when I played saxophone. And then one spring break, I went up to my cousin's house and my aunt plays the harp. And so I was sitting down, I was playing the harp, I was plucking strings. It sounded terrible. I think I was playing the Simpsons theme. No joke, that's what I was trying to play. And then my aunt comes in and she says, I have a lever harp. It's small for kids. I was in 4th grade. And you can totally borrow it because we're going to be moving down here in a bit and it's totally fine. So I was like, yes, absolutely. And then I got a harp teacher and I've been playing ever since 4th grade.
And as a pre-professional slash management for healthcare professionals, is it difficult to balance like your science classes and your other classes?
Yes. Yes, it is. It is very difficult.
How did you do it, or how would you recommend people arrange their classes?
Yeah. My first recommendation is know yourself, know how much you can take on at a time. I knew myself, so I knew I couldn't take biology and chemistry at the same time because in pre-med, GPA is everything. You really need to get good grades. You need it to look good on your transcript because that's how you're going to get into med schools. And I took chemistry my freshman year along with accounting and other business classes, slipped my mind, and some gen eds. I'd already taken some in high school, so I didn't need to take that many. And I was really able to get a good grade in chemistry because I wasn't worrying about biology. I also didn't have to do like 9 to 10 chemistry biology or terrible 8 o'clock biology, 9 o'clock chemistry because I did biology in the summer after freshman year, which I really recommend. It was perfect for me to get the grade I wanted in each class. So it's mostly balancing business classes. I mean, some science majors will say that business classes are so easy and they're not hard at all. But I mean, they're not, in my sophomore year experience, they're not as difficult as my science classes are, but upper division classes, I mean, they're completely different ways of thinking. So I think it's unfair to compare them exactly. You need, like, for example, I'm good at memorizing things, but if I have to speak in public or do a presentation, so much worse. But business majors, they're so good at that. They're so good at talking to people and everything. That's what I need to work on, especially for management. So it's just, I think healthcare management for healthcare professionals is the perfect merge because when you're a doctor, you have to talk to people all the time and you have to have a welcoming persona. And as a business major, you have meet the firms, which is a great way to talk to new people. Even if I'm going to be a doctor, I'm not going to work for all these firms, but you still get to know, like, you have a minute at the most to make a great impression on these people, make them feel at ease, make them like you. And that's what you're going to do because you don't have that much time with your patients as a doctor. So it's all this preparation. I mean, business classes aren't going to prepare you for med school. That's just it, but it'll prepare you for life.
And what do your next 5 years look like? Like, where do you hope you're going to be?
Well, I hope to be in medical school. I hope it's Loma Linda. We'll see. I want to go to Loma Linda because I was in band at Loma Linda Academy and we played. I was in band for high school band since 8th grade. So I had 5 years in that band. And every single year we played for Loma Linda's graduation. So it was 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. We were sitting
That is
in the
long.
basement. It was long, but I thought that was the best day of the year. It was so much fun. I know so many people hated it. It was really long, but you got to sit up there, play Pomp and Circumstance. Who knows how many times? But I knew every time I was up there, like, that's going to be me walking down, hearing the Loma Linda band play. Like, that was me then too. Yeah, that's my dream.
And do you know what you want to like? Do you want to specialize in something?
Yes. I want to be an internist. So I love the TV show Scrubs. I love it. And once I watched it and JD, the main character, was an internist, I was like, this is for me. Also for other reasons. I mean, I love the having to figure out the diseases. Like, it's a lot of medical detective work. And I love true crime. I love detective shows. So it's basically merging helping people and like figuring out a puzzle, which I think is great. And also, it's kind of interesting, but you know when you're on an airplane and if something bad happens, you're like, is anyone a doctor here? So when I'm an internist, I'll be able to help them. Because I mean, dermatology, great doctors, great with skin. But if something that's not involving skin happens, what are they gonna do? I don't know. They can't remember what they learned in med school. It's been a while. So that's why I chose internal medicine.
That's cool. I've never seen Scrubs, so I've never heard of that really, but that's really
Really?
interesting.
They show clips in medical school, that's what my brother says. So
Oh,
pretty good. You should really watch it. I love it.
I'll check it out. And what are some of the ways that you've kept yourself motivated in this online school format right now?
Yeah. So since I'm pre-med, what's kept me motivated is the doctors that are working right now. It's kind of, I felt weird because this is the time where doctors are super in need, and I'm a pre-med student. I'm not even in med school. I can't help it all. It's like, this is, what are the odds that this is the time when doctors are having terrible days, terrible year, and I'm not even a doctor yet. It was a lot of mixed feelings about that because I'm glad I'm safe, but I just want to help. I want to be a part of their ranks. So that's been getting me through. If I'm studying for physics and it's not my favorite class and I'm thinking there, why am I doing this? I could just do an easier major. I can not have to stress about all these things. I keep in mind that there's a need. There's always a need for doctors. And if I can get through these classes and I can go out there, I can help people. Because that's my main thing. I want to do good in the world. I can't change the world. You know, kids our age are doing crazy things. They're, so much stuff. And I know I can't do that, but I can change someone's world if I can help a family member. And I think that's enough for me.
The world needs a lot of help right now. Shout out to all the healthcare workers out there.
Yes,
We
especially.
appreciate you. Is there a person that you would say has had the most impact on you so far in your life?
Ooh, I think probably my family. That's totally like all of my family members, my immediate family, and my multiple cousins. I have a lot of cousins. But if I had to pick one person, probably my brother, because I have followed everything he does since I was a kid. I played saxophone because of him. He did the exact same major that I'm doing. I'm going to med school that he's doing right now, going to the same place, same everything. And I was in e-library because of him. So my paths have been, I have been put on my path because my brother has cleared the path before me. And this, I'm eternally grateful for that. I don't want to be the one coming first. Being a younger sibling, so much better. I don't know how you do it, Nathan.
It's not too bad. And lastly, do you have any authors or content creators that you like that you recommend people check out?
I have been reading, so I don't know if anybody can relate to this, but once I hit like middle school, I stopped reading for fun because I was reading all these school things and it took the joy out of it. But I do love reading. So this summer I got into Brandon Sanderson's The Stormlight Archive, and it was the first time I've read a huge book in a long time, like all the way through. I'm ashamed to say it, but I really recommend him. It's a fantasy series. It's like Lord of the Rings type. It's amazing. I love Lord of the Rings. That is also another one. Tolkien, everyone should read it
Yeah,
or watch the movies. They're the absolute best.
definitely. Yeah, I just started reading again myself. I don't think I've read a book since like 5th grade.
Exactly. What are you reading?
I just bought Relentless by, I forget what his name is, but he's like a mindset coach, and he worked with like Kobe Bryant and stuff.
That's cool.
So I wanted to pick up his book.
Reading, man, especially when we're in school though. I haven't finished that. I'm on the third book of the series, and I told myself I'm gonna read it during Christmas break. But then I wanted to watch stuff. So I watched like Netflix instead, and I did not read at all. And now we're in school, so we're probably gonna have to wait until spring break.
Probably.
Probably, most likely.
All right. Thank you for joining me today, Natasha, and thank you everybody for tuning in.